Dear customer, thank you for your interest in My Company Archive, our genuine cloud-based email archive solution. We in Tech Arrow understand that smart products are made simple. We would like to help you with your first steps in My Company Archive as well. For this reason, we have prepared a video about the necessary email archive settings. This video will guide you through the following 5 stages. Signing into My Company Archive, configuring general archive rules, creating automated email archive jobs, working with the archive in MS Outlook, searching in the archive. Let's start with it. Step 1. Signing into My Company Archive. Sign into My Company Archive using the link in the login data that you got in an email when requested for a trial access. By clicking the link, the login page opens. Here, click on My Company Archive account. Copy your login data from the email message to the respective fields and click Login. The central administration interface of My Company Archive opens. Step 2. Configuring general archive rules. To archive Office 365 messages, first you need to set the general rules of email archiving. Let's take a closer look at the configuration process. General rules are defined on the My Company Archive Central Administration user interface. Once you are logged in, open the Email Archive tab here. All configurations necessary for email archiving can be found in the Email Archive settings here. Default archive database, retention, shortcuts, storages, schedules are already configured. You don't have to bother with them, unless you want to create new custom ones. In this case, refer to the online documentation. First, you will need to configure the system settings. Open this page from the header bar. On this page, you will establish a connection with the System Email Archive database and with the Exchange Online, where your mailbox is to be archived are located. Further, you will set global exclude rules of archiving. Under Section Database Settings, unroll the drop-down list and select the default email archive database. Under Section EWS Settings, select Exchange Online 0365 from the drop-down list. If you have your mailboxes on-premise Exchange server, read the respective chapters in the online documentation. Further specify the user address that will be used to connect to the Exchange. This explicit user must have full access rights on the mailboxes to be archived, and at least view-only organization management rights on the Exchange. If you need to use Mail App as well, then a user with organization management rights must be added here. Mail App will be described later on. Type in the user data and click Test to verify the connection. Scroll down the page. Under Exclude Message Classes, check the message classes that should not be archived. If you use any custom Exchange solutions, it is highly recommended to exclude custom email properties as well. Go back to the top of the page and save your settings. In the next step, you need to synchronize My Company Archive with the Exchange mailboxes. With this step, the desired Exchange objects are added to the My Company Archive's address book. The synchronization process is managed by the provisioning job. Open the provisioning settings page from the toolbar. First, set the Exchange servers or Exchange groups to be provisioned. In this use case, we are going to work with one single group called Accounting, so we select it from the list. Under Scheduling Settings, you need to set the time periods of the synchronization. It is recommended to set a daily running scheduler, so we set daily at 1 a.m. from the drop-down list. It is also possible to add new schedulers from the drop-down list if needed. Go back to the top of the page and save your settings. If you don't want to wait until the schedule starts the process automatically, click on Start Immediately in the status bar. Once the provisioning is ready, open the address book to check the synchronized objects. Click on View Address Book. The page lists all synchronized Exchange servers, groups, and mailboxes. One more step remains to be done, and this is activating Mail App for the mailboxes. What is Mail App, you ask? Mail App is an MS Outlook integration that enables for the end user to manually archive, restore email messages directly from the mailbox. When you use this extension, open the User Experience page and click on option Install Mail App. You can activate the app for the selected or all mailboxes. Now we will activate it for everyone, so we click on Activate for Everyone. In the fourth step, we will show you how Mail App actually works. Now the necessary configurations are ready and we can proceed with creating our archive job. Step 3. Create automated email archive jobs. The email archive job is an archiving unit managing the archiving process according to the settings defined in it. It is characterized with its own custom settings. It defines what will be archived and what will be excluded from the archiving process, when the process will start, how many resources will be used during the archiving, etc. Archive jobs minimize human intervention and automate the archiving process. A job must be configured only once and will automatically manage assigned archiving tasks in the background. Email archive jobs can be created on the Jobs page. Click on option Jobs in the toolbar to open it. The page is initially empty. Click on New to create your own email archive job. The next pop-up window requires to name your job. Name it and click on Add. The application will prompt you to configure the job immediately. Answer OK and the job's configuration page opens automatically. This configuration page is accessible anytime by double-clicking on the job on the Jobs page. As mentioned above, mycompanyarchive has a default database and storage created. These are automatically assigned to you when requesting a trial access. These values cannot be changed. Simply open the drop-down list of database and storage settings sections and select the default values from the list. mycompanyarchive provides you with default schedulers, shortcuts, and retentions as well. These values are available by unrolling the respective settings drop-down list. They can be adjusted according to your needs, or new custom ones can also be created. If you wish to do so, read the respective parts of the online guide. Now we will not change them. We will use the default values instead. Scheduling settings define when the archive job will run. There are 2 default schedulers available. This job will be started at every hour, so we select it from the list. Now go to section Shortcutting. The email messages that you archive will be replaced by the shortcut types that you set here. By default, there are 3 shortcutting methods that can be used. You can choose the Keep Original shortcut, which keeps the original message in the mailbox. HTML shortcut, which immediately replaces the message with an HTML that links to the message body and the attachment. This is the most used shortcut type. You can also use Delayed HTML shortcutting, which is a combination of the 2 above-mentioned methods. It is used to replace the archived message kept in the mailbox with an HTML after a certain time. We want to replace the mailbox items with HTML shortcuts immediately, so we select HTML from the first drop-down list. The same section allows to filter between the messages to archive according to their age and size as well. We want to archive only messages older than 2 years, so we set this using the age filtering option. Retention settings enable to configure the time period of storing the binaries in the archive storage. The default settings enable to set this time period to 1, 3, 5, or 10 years. We set this time period to 10 years. Once the retention settings are ready, set the address book objects to process. The job that we are configuring right now will be responsible for archiving the mailboxes of our exchange group called Accounting. Scroll down to section Address Book Objects to process and click on Select. In the next window, check the checkbox Accounting and click OK to add it to the list. Now we are going to set the filters to be applied. Under section Include Folders, set the folders where the mailbox items to be archived are located. Unroll the drop-down list and choose the folder filtering type to be used. It is possible to archive the entire mailbox, a single folder, or a recursive folder structure. Now we will archive the entire mailboxes of our accounting group. So we select this option from the list. For more information, refer to the respective chapters of the online manual. In the Exclude Folder settings, you may set which folders shouldn't be touched by the job. We know that all members of our accounting group have a private folder that we do not want to archive. How to exclude these folders from the processing, you ask? Click New and specify the excludable folder in the next window. The patterns below help you to enter the folder name in the correct format. The Exclude Addresses settings are used to exclude any senders or recipients from the archiving. We know that our accounting group members periodically get automatic messages from the noreply@accounting.com address. How to exclude such emails from processing? Click on New and type in the demanded email address to the dialog. Further select Sender from the drop-down list and click on OK. Now, only one more filtering option remains to be done. Item Filtering Settings. Use this option if you want to specify any message classes that you don't want to process. Please keep in mind that message class setting in Step 2 above always takes priority over these configurations. Now we will not set any further message classes, so we skip this section. If you want to be notified about any errors or warnings that occur during the archiving process, configure the notification settings here. Type in your email address where the system will send the notification emails. The job configurations are ready now. Navigate to the top of the page and save your changes. If you don't want to wait until the schedule starts the job, click on Start Immediately in the status bar. While the job is working, you may check a mailbox of your group. Look how mycompanyarchive replaces the mailbox items with HTML shortcuts. The archive job will wake up every hour as defined in the scheduler and will archive the messages that meet the requirements defined in it. Step 4. Working with archived emails in MS Outlook. The archive job has completed the task. In MS Outlook, you will see that every mailbox item older than 2 years is now replaced with an HTML shortcut, containing a link to the email message and the attachment as well. Click the links to access them from the archive. mycompanyarchive provides you with another great feature that will simplify your everyday work with the archived items. Mail app for MS Outlook desktop version and OWA allows you to manually restore already archived items back into the original location. directly from the mailbox. Simply click the My Company Archive button in the reading pane and select Restore Original Email from the table options. If a message is not archived yet, the application allows to manually archive it from the mailbox directly. It's never been simpler. Step 5. Searching in the archive. To display the archived emails, My Company Archive uses a web-based archive interface called contentWEB. While the central administration is accessible for the administrators only, contentWEB is available for the end users too, if they have the necessary access permissions. Access permissions for the end users can be granted in the central administration. We will show this later on. First, the contentWEB interface will be described. Go to the top right corner in the central administration and click contentWEB in the About menu. Sign in with the login data that you received when requesting the trial access. In the Connect To list, you may see the archive mailboxes of the accounting group. As you are signed in as administrator, you have access to all of these mailboxes. An end user with the necessary permissions has access to his associated mailboxes only. The folders of the archive mailboxes are accessible in the left pane of contentWEB. The archived messages of the selected folder are displayed in the middle part of the interface. The reading pane is now on the right, but can be switched to the bottom of the view here. Any message can be downloaded from this reading pane by clicking on the appropriate button. The user can also export the selected emails and folder into zip and PST, or recover them back into the original mailbox folder if they were deleted from there. Quick Search and Advanced Search are available as well. Quick Search searches in text fields and in one single folder only, which is selected in the pane. Advanced Search manages searching in multiple mailbox folders according to multiple criteria. Let's search for a product quote sent by Jeff Youngflesh. Look, the following items have been found based on this search query. As mentioned above, contentWEB access can be granted to other mailbox users too. To do it, open the View Address Book page in the Central Administration. Locate your accounting group or any desired mailbox and click Automatically Create contentWEB User in its context menu. The next running provisioning job will evaluate user permissions and will automatically grant Azure login rights to these users' mailboxes. End users will be able to log in with their Microsoft account and view their associated archive folders. Archive smartly. Archive simply. Enjoy it. Thank you for watching this video.